Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
It's cold this morning, coldest since February here in San Antonio. So when will we warm up and how warm does it get this afternoon? We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
Plus, homeless support groups are sharing important information after a woman gave birth on a public trailway and then abandoned her newborn baby. How the baby is doing this morning.
Plus, big plans are expected to be revealed later today regarding the future of the Spurs and an entertainment district in the downtown area. We're going to check on some of the major renovations that City Council will hear about later today. All right, thank you very much for hanging out with us. All right, look at this. We got a little fire going. Kind of keeping things nice and cozy in here in the studio because we're definitely feeling that chill outside.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's good to have that fire there because I am, for some reason, very cold in the studio right now. Justin Horn, you know, we're getting closer and closer to that feel, though. Look at what you making?
Get some s'mores out or something.
Oh, my God. Let's get over to Justin Horn real quick. Talk about these temperatures, man.
Setting the mood in the scene this morning. I like it.
Our imagination.
It is cold out there. We had temperatures in the 30s in a lot of spots. Here in San Antonio, we're not quite there yet. At least at the airport, we're at 41. But you look at Converse, 39, Port SA, 39. So there are many spots within the city that have now dipped into the 30s. It is going to be one of those mornings where you want a nice big coat. 39 in Bulverde, 33 Comfort. I will tell you, Kerrville, for at least a little while this morning, did drop down at 32. Again, I can't rule out a very light freeze up in the hill country, but if we do, it would be brief, and I don't think it would have a huge impact. But you see the numbers here. It is cold no matter where you go. 37 Gonzales, 39 Floresville, 39 in Poteet. It will be a very chilly start. There is also just a little bit of a breeze, enough to generate a very small wind chill. We're not expecting a lot of wind, though, so I don't think the wind chill is going to be a big issue either. Your forecast today, we start off in the upper 30s, but we end up in the low 70s. So it's going to be a big swing in temperatures today. That's what dry air will do for you. And so by the time the sun comes up, it will warm up pretty rapidly. We think there will be about a 33-degree difference between the morning low and the afternoon high. The other big question is what lies ahead. We got a holiday week coming up next week, and there are some fronts to discuss. We'll give you more updates on that coming up in just a couple minutes.
Getting out to the roadways right now, things are looking great. Of course, we are very peaceful. You see right there, we don't even have anybody on the road. What was that, 281 in Bulverde right there? Of course, things are just being very quiet today. Again, the same old construction zone is parked up right now on I-10 and Loop 1604. So if that is a part of your commute, you already know what to do. Slow it down. But so far, we are looking great this morning, RJ.
Yeah, definitely going to have to probably fire up the car heater this morning. So let's go ahead and check in with Alex Gomez, see how he's doing with these cold conditions out on a Thursday morning. Alex, how's it going out there, my man?
RJ, good morning and happy Thursday. We just hit the roads right now. There was an incident reported south of downtown at the interchange of 90 and 35, but when we arrived, that has cleared. So open roads right now, and the heater is set at a good 75 degrees, just like yesterday. No campfiring here, so you guys got the good stuff. I hope you're using mesquite wood.
There we go. Yes. We're going to check in with producer Hardy, make sure to see how we get this fire going out here. All right. Thank you very much, Alex, for that update. We'll check back in with him here in just a bit. Well, this morning, some of our top stories here. San Antonio police have arrested a 23-year-old man in connection with the shooting death of his father. According to Bexar County court records, Brian Armando Lopez Estrada is charged in the murder of 45-year-old Jorge Lopez. The shooting happened around 6 a.m. Sunday near the intersection of Raza and Tarasco Drives on the west side of town after a night of drinking. So this incident has a lot of details to it. You can read the full story right now on KSAT.com. We will also be breaking down this story coming up on GMSA at 6 o'clock.
All right, it's been our top trending story on KSAT.com all night. A newborn baby still alive this morning after being born and abandoned on a public trailway. Now, homeless support groups are speaking out. This all happening yesterday on the Saludo Creek Greenway on Austin Highway near Ira Lee. That's on the northeast side. Since then, the mother, Julie Alexander, has been charged with abandonment and endangerment of a child, which is a second-degree felony. The baby is alive and in the hospital. It's an incident like this one that prompt groups like Haven for Hope and SAM Ministries to let families know that they have options if they need support.
It is heart-wrenching that anyone would feel that there is not a resource available.
We want people to know that there are resources in our community and there are shelters available.
Both groups say that the first step to getting help for someone without shelter is to call the homeless hotline. We have that number right there and specific resources listed on our website at KSAT.com.
All right, now to Windcrest, where people are stepping up to help the Little League baseball team after someone stole the maintenance gator for their league. You just saw a picture of that vehicle. That's left the team potentially having to pay thousands of dollars to replace it, since insurance, unfortunately, will not cover this cost. The good news is the community is stepping up to show support.
We've had residents that have volunteered to help and bring their own gators down to use, but certainly we'd like to get it replaced.
Absolutely. I'm assuming that they use that to move around some of those base pads and some of that equipment. Well, the team is now crowdsourcing to buy a new gator, a new rig. And for ways to help, you can head over to KSAT.com.
All right, it's an exciting time to be a Spurs fan. First, the silver and black draft Victor Wembanyama. Then this year, Stephon Castle. And then later today, the city will get its first look at a new downtown development project that is expected to include a Spurs arena. City council members will be publicly briefed on the initial plans for a new sports and entertainment district centered around Hemisphere. That's the city's been quietly working on for more than a year and a half now. According to the agenda memo, plans for the district include Alamo Dome renovations, convention center expansion, and, quote, potentially a new arena for the San Antonio Spurs. Funding options are expected to be discussed as well.
So just coming out and showing our faces, showing support, showing that, we're behind these people and we support them just as much as anybody else. I think it's super important to be out here.
All right, there we go. Speaking of the Spurs, that was Julian Champagny, the Spurs guard that you just heard from, talking about returning some love back to the community. Last night, he and his teammates, along with Spurs staff, hosted the Season of Giving dinner at the Frostbank Center. The team served Thanksgiving dinner to families, handed out gifts, and decorated Christmas trees. Definitely a cool event for everyone out there. It's always great to see our Spurs getting out in the community, making a big difference. And there again is a look at Julian Champagny right there.
Trending overnight on KSAT.com. Many of you have been looking to see which restaurants will be open on Thanksgiving Day. If you don't want to or can't cook this Thanksgiving, do not worry about it. Right now, KSAT.com, we have a full list of restaurants that have you covered with your family.
All right, yes, definitely starting to make some plans for Thanksgiving here with the fam, and that should be a good time there. Taking a look outside right now, live cam 508 and 41 degrees, Jeff. You feeling it?
Hey, I'm definitely feeling it. Today, in our latest edition of Know My Neighborhood, we're highlighting a community on the northwest side. Why neighbors in Oakland Estates are passionate about where they live.
All right, 511, welcome back. Well, it is that time again. Today, we're taking our 6 p.m. newscast on the road to one of our neighborhoods here in San Antonio.
And this time, we're visiting the northwest side. Here's a preview of what you can expect during the latest edition of Know My Neighborhood, Oakland Estates.
You could do like Thoreau said. When I went to the woods to live to see if I could learn what it had to teach, so that when I came to the end of my life, I would not discover I hadn't lived. How about that?
Yes, it really is. It's like country with convenience.
When Oakland Estates was laid out, there was no 410. There was no 1604. There was no 281.
What was it like when you moved here?
A lot quieter. We had less traffic. Quieter than this. Now, 500 cars go by in morning time.
That they've spent the last 25 years sort of vigorously defending their isolation.
I have the same message that I had 20 years ago. Leave us alone.
For me and our congregation, this was like the heart of Catalyst Church, this area.
There's so many different people and church buildings and so on and so forth.
So we feel let's start here, and then from here we could be able to work our way out to be able to bless other communities in other areas of San Antonio.
Now, one of the major drainage that comes from my yard comes through here, and this is a very dangerous area.
We are unique. We are unique in that we don't have cookie cutter houses. You will see an army barracks looking place right next to a colonial mansion. And we like that. We are stronger for our differences. I'd like to close with that.
All right, good stuff there. Yes, and both y'all, right, in this episode of Know My Neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're tackling a lot of different areas, and I think it was really cool being a part of, again, seeing how a community is and what makes it as special as it is today.
All right, yeah, so can't wait for that. Again, 6 o'clock today on our newscast. Taking a look at some traffic here across the city. TransGuide traffic cameras and things looking pretty good. I-10 at Cincinnati downtown area, upper, lower levels, things looking pretty good there. 410, and we got a great shot there of 37. Tower of the Americas, the Alamo Dome. Everything's looking good.
What Alex Gomez is getting into right now. Let's check in with him, see how he's doing, of course. Staying warm in there, Alex.
Yeah, I'm trying to, Japhanie, but it's been a great commute so far. I just left downtown, and I'm checking out the west side right now and the southwest side. This is going to be 410 South near Old Pearsall Road. But yeah, aside from that, just that chilly weather when you're walking to your car, be careful for that because it really hits you. Even with the heater at 75 degrees, I'm still going to be rocking that jacket, Japhanie.
Alex, I'm going to need to borrow when you get back here because I need one.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not had like a scarf over his face.
It's okay.
Like a beanie.
But you know what? We've been looking forward to this time, and it's so funny that once it gets here, a lot of people aren't prepared.
That's true.
But it's cool.
I tried to tell you.
I know you did for several weeks.
For a while.
But those kids, I can see the kids at the bus stop now, just huddling up. Yeah, it is chilly out there for sure. We'll get to that forecast here in just a second. But I got a fun question for you this morning for Just Ask Justin. Yesterday, a little bit of a backstory. We shot a little bit of a video about the Texas A&M Texas rivalry game that is coming back this year. So it made me think. The two largest universities in the state with regards to enrollment are Texas and Texas A&M. What's the third largest university with regards to enrollment? Is it A, North Texas, B, Texas Tech, C, Texas State, or D, University of Houston? Notice UTSA is not on there. UTSA, I'll give you a little hint, is not in the top 5.
Okay. Well.
Think about it.
I think I know where I'm going to go. No.
Okay. I already know what you're going to pick. KSAT.com/poll. You can scan the QR code, weigh in, let us know what you think. And we'll reveal the answer coming up here in about an hour and a half or so. Okay. It is. I did do some deep research on this one. So anyway, okay, let's talk temperatures. It is chilly out there. As we look outside, we got clear skies. 41 here in San Antonio, 40 in New Braunfels, 39 Converse, 34 in Bernie, and yes, 33 in Kerrville. As I mentioned a little earlier, for a time, we did drop down at 32 in Kerrville. So technically, a light freeze, although I don't think this is going to be a big problem because if it did get down to freezing, it was very, very brief. And we may see that happen again for a short time this morning, but it's not going to be, I think, one of those freezes that's going to damage a lot of things. But here in San Antonio, certainly staying above that mark. Winds right now are obviously not strong. So we've got light winds, clear skies. In our forecast today, 44 at 8 o'clock, noontime 65. And then as we get into the afternoon, we rebound all the way to 72 with clear skies. It's going to be a gorgeous day. Yesterday afternoon, honestly, was really nice with temperatures right around 70. Will be almost exactly the same today. The dew point trend, very dry today, tomorrow, mostly into Saturday too. I think by Sunday we start to see a little bit more humidity, but notice it never really gets out of control. It still stays in the pleasant category. And we get a weak front on Tuesday that kind of keeps us in check. And then I think we'll get another front as we get into Thanksgiving. Speaking of, let's talk temperatures here. And basically what we're doing is walking you all the way through to Tuesday. So that's when our first kind of somewhat cooler air tries to work down into San Antonio. Doesn't have a whole lot of success. And then as we get into Thursday, here comes another push of colder air for Thanksgiving. Now, I think the question here is, how far south does this front make it? The timing, Right now, we think it'll be sometime on Thanksgiving Day, and it looks like I have feathers on my head anyway. Didn't realize that. The question would be timing here, and then how cold this year will be. I don't think that it will be all that cold as it stands right now, but just know that it could be a little bit cooler for Thanksgiving Day. And as we look ahead, we're still 8 days away here. We do feel pretty confident that rain is not likely on Thanksgiving. As far as temperatures go, with the timing of that front, I think at the moment we have equal chances of cool or warm weather. So stay tuned. We'll continue to update this forecast. And I went ahead and made, instead of a 7-day forecast, we made an 8-day forecast so we could stick the turkey on there, the dancing turkey. So 75 Friday, 77 Saturday, 83 Sunday. Next week, 70s and 80s. And right now I'm going to go mid-70s on Thursday. But again, that is subject to change.
Okay.
He's got some moves.
He is. He's rocking it, man. Getting ready to go into that oven.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
I mean,
that got dark quick.
We telling the truth here. Anyway, it is 5:19.
Yes.
41 degrees outside.
All right. Another news here. The state of Texas offering President-elect Donald Trump land to carry out his deportation plans. We'll show you where it is and how this facility will work.
Welcome back. It is 5:21. House Ethics Committee Republicans have voted against releasing the panel's long-running investigation into President-elect Trump's nominee for Attorney General. We're talking about former Congressman Matt Gaetz. But the outcome is only a temporary reprieve for Gaetz, who faces allegations of sexual misconduct as he works to secure his nomination. Gaetz met privately for hours Wednesday with Republican senators who have heard questions about the allegations.
Well, the state of Texas is offering land for President-elect Donald Trump's deportation plans. In a letter from the commissioner of the Texas General Land Office, 1,400 acres of land down in Starr County are being offered for Trump to potentially build a deportation facility or facilities on. It details plans to build a facility to what it says would be for the, quote, processing, detention, and coordination of the largest deportation of violent criminals in the nation's history.
All right, we're looking at 5:22 right now, 41 degrees outside.
All right, injuries are a bit of an issue for our San Antonio Spurs right now. Hey, we still got the dub the other night. Up next, we're going to tell you, though, Wemby still not playing tonight against the Jazz, and Chris Paul, though, is saying some great things about rookie Stephon Castle stepping up for the team.
All right, welcome back. 5:25. Spurs rookie Stephon Castle is getting a lot of playing time with Jeremy Sohan and out with an injury right now.
Yeah, Jeremy's been out, so we're getting to see Stephon get some PT, definitely taking advantage of this time on the court. You saw him right there earlier this week. He had 10 points in the Spurs' big win over the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he also had that key block right there on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with just 21 seconds to go. Watch this again. Watch my guy Stephon Castle elevate and just send that thing back. Chris Paul talks to Castle a lot during the games because he knows what Castle is capable of doing.
Like I'm lightweight envious of him, you know what I mean? Just because of his ability, you know, and I think his maturity, right? Like he just turned 20, but he seemed like a 30-year-old man. He's just really, really good on both ends of the court, and I know what he's capable of. So I just try to stay on him, and when he makes mistakes, we live with it because it's always coming from a good place.
Yeah, people say that his maturity is really above his age. I think he's like 19, 20 years old. Crazy. Yeah. All right, the Spurs will host the Utah Jazz tonight at 7 o'clock at the Frostbank Center. Wemby will not play once again because of a right knee bruise. It's a deep bruise. Devin Vassell also sitting this one out with knee soreness. And Zach Collins is questionable with left knee tendonitis.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
A long list of injuries here.
It is. Hey, hopefully we get a full recovery, especially when the games start really kicking up and we get some more wins in the building.
There you go, yeah. So I know fans might be disappointed to see Wemby, but Stephon Castle's been playing great.
Let's go. 5:27 right now, 41 degrees outside.
All right, we've all seen those people who try to board their flights before their section is called. We're going to tell you how American Airlines is using some new tech to publicly shame passengers who try to cut in line.
And ahead at 6, our mission continues to keep you from falling victim to swindlers, how you can avoid thieves who use fear to scam you out of your money.
And taking a look at Drive Cam right now, Alex Gamas, our photojournalist, scanning the streets of San Antonio, trying to stay warm out there on a chilly Thursday morning. We're going to check in with Alex to give you a live look at our road conditions. 5:30 right now, GMSA. Two major local school districts show that hundreds of in-school fights are a big problem. Why they've become even more dangerous and much less secretive.
Plus, why several law enforcement agencies aren't happy with the Bexar County Sheriff's new policy.
And it's a nice cold morning across San Antonio on this Wednesday. We're going to check in and see just how long you'll need that jacket. Justin's been saying we're going to need the bigger jacket here for potentially the rest of the week.
Yo, get the bigger jacket, get the Snuggie, get all of it. And look, we got the flames going on behind us. So we're trying to set the mood with you guys that we're warning you that you might want to turn the heater on when you're getting your kids up and ready to get out the door.
Yes, and just a few reminders when it comes to that. You know, you're going to smell that kind of burnt smell when you first turn on the heater. Don't panic, it's okay. But be careful with the space heaters, all that fun stuff. You know the drill. But yeah, we're getting into that season and it's cold out there. Let's take a look at the bus stop forecast as you're heading out the door this morning. 39 degrees, okay? So I think that constitutes a big jacket. 72 though this afternoon. It'll rebound really nicely with sunny skies. So just know you're going to be a little chilly at the bus stop this morning with temperatures like that. And around the area, 34 Boerne, Comfort 31. We are seeing a couple spots here trying to drop briefly below freezing this morning. We'll keep an eye on that number. 33 Kerrville, 39 New Braunfels, 40 in Seguin. And yeah, there are some upper 30s for Port SA, Stinson, and Converse this morning. Pollen count. This was yesterday's number. Molds were low at 190. It was kind of breezy yesterday, though. We'll see what stirred up. We'll get that pollen count in the new one in about 2 hours. We'll pass it along to you. There's our Just Ask Justin question, too. We'll get to that as well coming up next half hour. A lot to get to, and we'll talk more about Thanksgiving in the next 30 minutes or so, guys.
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin. I know a lot of people looking forward to that forecast. All right, let's take a look here at 281 Bulverde Road, north side of town. Traffic looking pretty good. 281 Marshall, kind of the same area, so we are seeing things moving along pretty good. No major incidents to let you know about at the moment as we get kind of a tour there of some of our north side cameras. Good morning to all of our folks there. 90 Meadow Creek, west side, things looking pretty good. And downtown right there, 35 at 37. We got traffic moving along, Jeff.
Yeah, peaceful start to the day. Let's see if that is still the case on the roadways. Let's go out to photojournalist Alex Gomez. How you doing?
Jeffney, good morning. Yeah, you're right. Not too much to talk about this morning when it comes to traffic issues. We are riding very smooth over here. This is east of downtown, 35 northbound near Ben Zingelman. Even downtown traffic just moving, Jeffney.
All right, Alex, thanks so much. And we already know if anything pops up in our commute, we'll be sure to check in with you to figure out how it's looking for our drivers.
All right, our top story this half hour, fights in school. They've become even more dangerous and much less secretive with social media at students' fingertips and parents concerned for their child's safety. Families and school districts are at the front of trying to decrease fighting in schools. Northeast ISD had a combined 909 fights and physical confrontations in the 2023-2024 school year. Let's check out San Antonio ISD. They had 952 fights in that same time frame. Now, both districts have plans in place to decrease fighting, but the physical altercations continue amid those efforts. An SAISD student spoke anonymously to us about witnessing a fight this week.
And then we heard that there's people arguing, so naturally people took their phone out to go record. And when we all got up to see what was going on, it was like in a split second where he threw his backpack off, picked him up, and then just threw him on the ground. He lost consciousness and he blacked out and he couldn't remember, and he can barely remember that day.
Right. Well, for an in-depth look at these school districts' plans to decrease fighting, we have a full breakdown on our website, KSAT.com.
All right, so many of you have been thinking about domestic violence since Brad Simpson's arrest affidavit was unsealed. Simpson is accused of being involved in the death of his wife, Suzanne Clark Simpson. The case is still open. Simpson hasn't been convicted, though. So far, court documents include allegations of domestic violence, and investigators also detail why they think Simpson killed Suzanne. The case reminds all of us of domestic violence is nothing new. Mariah Gardner went through it and survived, but one of her daughters didn't. In April of last year, police say that her ex-husband, Stephen Clare, Stephen Clare, shot her and allegedly stabbed their daughters, Rosalie and Willow. Willow did not survive. Streaming now on KSAT Plus, Courtney Friedman speaks with Gardner and goes through some of the difficult details in the Brad Simpson arrest affidavit that we brought you last week. Gardner talks about hardships Suzanne may have been going through at home and why getting out may not have been an option. We also want to remind all of you out there, if you or someone you know and love is going through a domestic abuse situation, please get some help. We got that full list of free resources posted right now for you at KSAT.com.
In other news this morning, suspects turned away from the Bexar County Jail. Several law enforcement agencies are not happy with Sheriff Javier Salazar's new policies. Last month, the sheriff sent out this letter that you see on your screen right there. It requires agencies to take suspects to get medical screenings before being booked. So if a person is detoxing from alcohol, drugs, or they're insulin dependent, diabetics, or need dialysis, the policy says that they will not be accepted into the jail. Several smaller police departments, including Elmendorf PD, say it's not only putting a strain on their staff, it's also a public safety concern.
No longer we can take them to the jail because more than 99.9% of the time they may be rejected. So therefore we're going to have to take them to a hospital to get cleared, which again, let me reiterate, I don't have the manpower, and I'm sure other agencies such as ours, agencies such as this size, don't have the manpower nor the funding to do this.
Well, tonight on the Night Beat, you see him right there, Sheriff Salazar speaks with KSAT Investigates Daniela Ibarra in an exclusive interview and defends his policy. Hear why the sheriff believes it's part of a solution to a growing problem at the Bexar County Jail.
All right, let's go outside real quick. Taking a look with live cam. Good morning, San Antonio. Things are looking great. Of course, skies are clear and the temperatures are cool. Get those heaters on in them cars.
Yeah, definitely going to need them this morning for your morning drive. Okay, speaking of flying now, no more cutting in line when it comes to boarding your next American Airlines flight. We're going to tell you about some new technology that will publicly shame you if you try to cut.
Welcome back. Just in time for the holiday travel season, American Airlines is rolling out technology that shames those who cut in line during the boarding process. The airline says the passengers who try to board before their assigned group will set off an error beep alerting the gate agent, kind of like I'm assuming it's like that. But technology was tested over the last month in 3 airports, and there was positive feedback on it. American is now rolling out the technology to over 100 airports. I mean, hey, you know, do what you got to do. It is. I bet it would be kind of be embarrassing if you're in this line and next thing you know, you're like, and it's just like, oh, get in the back. It's like, well.
So is it just for the gate agent or the entire?
No, I think it's going to be because you know that little area. It's going to be, and people are going to be like, get behind you, and then you got to do that walk of shame where people are like looking at you. So don't cut.
That person.
Yeah, follow your ticket. It's there for a reason. Group 9, appreciate it.
There we go. All right, moving on to Coachella right now. The 2025 lineup already is out, and that's going to include Lady Gaga, Travis Scott, Green Day, and Post Malone. Hey, Post Malone's coming to Alamo Dome also next year. That will headline the Desert Festival in Southern California. Missy Elliott, Megan Thee Stallion, Charlie XCX, and even Yo Gabba Gabba. I know our producer Hardy was very excited about this. Set to perform among several other artists. This will be the 24th Coachella Festival to be held at the Empire Polo Grounds in Indio, California. It'll run from April 11th through the 13th, and then another weekend, April 18th through the 20th. Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Up at Coachella.
I don't know what Gabba 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 is. What's Yo Gabba Gabba?
It's like a kid show.
Oh.
I don't know what they do, like a live performance.
I see it. I'm excited about the Missy Elliott part.
Okay.
That's my girl, man.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, good times. All right, well, many kids around San Antonio obviously need shoes, and you know what? Here's your chance to go ahead and help out. So the San Antonio Police Department, Zapato's teaming up this year, and they're hoping to break last year's record of 2,160 pairs of shoes. And I know, Jeff, we got them going off to a strong start yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So look this, now through December the 6th, you can drop off some new shoes or socks at any D Stub Station. You see the list right there on your screen. But get this, during yesterday's phone bank, you guys helped us raise over $30,000. That's all thanks to your participation. So yeah, it was cool. It was very awesome doing the check presentation yesterday during the GMSA at 9, and just seeing all the volunteers come out and people call in to do what they can to give back.
Yeah, and you mentioned when we were doing that check presentation, a couple of those folks were pretty emotional about this.
Yeah, they were.
It's a big deal to help get these kiddos some socks, shoes, and other items they need.
Yes, the season of giving. 5:43 right now, 41 degrees outside.
All right, we got a little guy here from the San Antonio Humane Society. I got a chance to meet him first before he gets adopted. We're going to tell you about this little friend in this awesome sweater, how you could get him home next. All right, it's time to talk pets again, pet adoption. Joining me now is Kim with the Humane Society. Thank you very much, Kim, for joining us.
Yeah.
Tell us about our four-legged friend right here.
Well, good morning. This is Daria. As you might remember, Daria's sibling Jane was on last week. So look at her. She's just quiet. She's so snuggly. She's ready for the holidays, as you can tell.
Of course, yeah.
So she's about a 2-3-month-old Shepherd mix. Going to be another good dog. You're going to want to have lots of toys at home, lots of things to play with because you don't want your shoes eaten up either.
There you go. Yeah, don't
although
want that to
sometimes for me, I tell my husband, okay, I'll just give him my shoes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But you don't want that. So you're going to want lots of toys, lots of things at home for them.
Yeah, so let's talk about pet beds and also accessories. What are you guys looking for at the Humane Society right now?
So you can come by our shelter. We have these beautiful pet beds that are made by a volunteer. She donates them back to the shelter. So you can come and purchase them. They're also holiday themed. So right now they're fall. We have dog and cat ones. So whether you've just adopted or you are looking to freshen up and get your new sweet little friend a new bed. We also have leashes and collars for sale. So all of those too. 100% of the proceeds come right back to help the dogs and cats at the Humane Society.
All right, that is great, especially as we get closer to the holidays.
Yes.
So we need to find Daria and, of course, her sibling Jane a good home.
Yeah.
Daria has been so
I know, she's about to fall asleep.
Yes, and I just love the sweater.
I know.
You can't go wrong. This is definitely sweater weather. Right?
It is. Sweater weather.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get some of the information up on our screen right now. You can check out the San Antonio Humane Society 48800 block of Fredericksburg Road, or you can call that number right there, 210-226-7461. Thank you very much, Kim and Daria, for hanging out with us this morning.
Thank you.
Precious little
Daria
thing.
was adorable. Gonna need that sweater.
I was just going to say, I might need to borrow it for a sock or something. Let's put it on. I need to get Bo a sweater.
Yes. Oh, do you ever put any clothes on him?
Well, see, he's so big, he has to wear human clothes now, so he can find a big sweater for him. Anyways, we got a scam alert.
We do, yes. San Antonio police reminding you not to give over information over the phone or online to strangers that claim to be with a bank or police agency.
Patty Santos tells us that thieves are using fear this holiday to scam you out of your money.
It's a holiday season, and that means it's scam season too. Yep, because San Antonio police sees a lot of scams that take place, a lot of people that are maybe giving to fake organizations, or maybe they're getting taken advantage of by what seems to be legitimate organizations.
Please note, no bank is going to call you or email you or text you to verify your information. Law enforcement is not going to call you, email you, or text you to verify that you have a warrant or make you pay for a warrant. I would pick up the phone and just verify that before you send any money, before you open up a link and start filling out information.
And you can find out more information about how to not be a victim of scams on KSAT.com.
All right, we got to get to Justin.
Yes, and it's a chilly morning. We got temperatures in the 30s right now. We're going to start off right around 39 this morning. But we're going to get a good swing in temperatures today because we got dry air, clear skies. So we'll get all the way up to 72 this afternoon. I know it's cold right now, but it'll feel great later today. A lot like yesterday. There will be a 30-degree plus swing in temperatures today thanks to that dry air. And it stays dry, by the way. Humidity levels will be low today, tomorrow, and probably most of the weekend, too. It's not until next week that humidity jumps up into the pleasant category. It's not even really muggy. It's not going to get overly humid, but we will see humidity levels rebound some. As we look at the big picture here, we've got snow for places like Minneapolis and Chicago this morning, so cold enough there to support some snow behind this system. And then, of course, we've been talking about this cyclone, which has been nothing short of impressive up there across Pacific Northwest. It is actually drifting north at this point. So folks in the Pacific Northwest will get a little bit of a reprieve, although we're still getting a ton of heavy rain and heavy snow there across parts of Northern California. So as we look at the upper level winds, that low does eventually, or at least some of the energy from that does eventually move east, but it stays pretty far to our north. So it may push a weak front through as we get into Tuesday, but it will be of little significance. Then we'll be watching a secondary push of some colder air trying to come out of Canada as we get into, say, Thursday and Friday of next week, which of course is important because it is Thanksgiving. Right now, it does look like we may get a front in here on Thanksgiving Day. What does that mean for the forecast? Well, it's a little early to say just yet because we don't know exactly what the timing is going to look like. But we don't think we're going to get any rain with it just because we don't have enough moisture to work with. And then as far as temperatures go, I'd say it's kind of a 50-50 shot here because if the front moves through early, we may see a cooler day. If it moves through later, we may see a warmer day. And we just can't, it's too far out to nail down the timing just yet. But that's kind of the idea, something to watch. And even if we do see a cold front early in the day on Thanksgiving, I don't think it's going to be exceptionally cold. Outside right now, it is chilly. 41 here in San Antonio, 40 in New Braunfels, 39 Converse, 34 Boerne, and 33 right now in Kerrville. We have seen a few spots briefly drift down to that freezing mark up in the hill country, not here in San Antonio. But 30s, as we've said, are possible. 37 Seguin, 39 Floresville, 38 right now in Poteet. And your forecast for today, 44 at 8 a.m., noontime 65. And as I said, we make it up to 72 with sunny skies later today. Like last night, once the sun goes down, it will get chilly, but it won't be as cold tomorrow morning as it is this morning. 44 is where we start on your Friday, 75. The weekend, upper 70s Saturday, low 80s on Sunday. More clouds next week, and I added an extra day on there, an 8th day, to show you Thanksgiving. Right now, we're going to forecast 75, again with the potential of a front sometime during the day on Thanksgiving.
Yay.
All right, good stuff there, Justin. Let's check in with Alex Gomez. He's in drive cam for us as we take a look at your traffic authority. It looks like he has an incident on the south side of town. Alex, what is going on out there? And go ahead and give us an idea of where you are at.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. This is going to be on a road called Clubhouse Boulevard. It's really close to the intersection of Highway 281 and Del Lago Parkway, but it's a single car rollover right here, and you can see the car right there on its hood. But amazingly and thankfully, I can tell you that the occupants of the vehicle were not harmed in this. They were talking to SAPD right now and just cooperating. And right now we do have a tow truck on scene. So it's really close to the Highway 281 South near Roosevelt. But again, that's not affecting the highway speeds right now, RJ.
Okay, so Alex Gomez out there in the south side of town, we have an overturned vehicle, but as he just mentioned, it seems like everyone is fortunately and thankfully okay from this accident. We'll check back in with Alex. Top of 6 o'clock, get you an update on road conditions.
All right, 5:53 right now, 41 degrees outside. We got the holiday season fast approaching, and that means the annual Salvation Army's Parade of Kettles competition is in full swing.
We got local businesses and even some KSAT 12 media members competing to raise the most money to help families in need this holiday season. So KSAT is being represented by investigative reporter Daniela Ibarra this year. From now until midnight on December 24th, Christmas Eve, KSAT will be competing to raise the most money to help families in the Bexar County area. We have all the details that you need to donate right now on our website, ksat.com.
All right, if you're looking for some savings at the pump, today is your day. How you can get 40 cents off per gallon today and where.
All right, I like that. Hey, speaking of hitting the roads right now, we are outside with Drive Cam, our photojournalist Alex Gomez, at the scene of a crash on the south side of town. That's going to be 281 near Roosevelt Avenue. We're going to check in with Alex, top of 6 o'clock, to get you the latest updates on this incident. We'll be right back.